Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I'm glad you're here. This is going to be part 2 of my shelving to drawers project. If you haven't seen the first video, it's going to be right up here. Watch it and come back to this one. Anyway, without further ado, let's get started on part 2. Okay, let's start with an update of what I've been doing since I made part 1 of this video. First of all, this is level. If I put my level on it, it's pretty much level. The problem is the top shelf is not level. So what I need to do is what I'm doing here. These are the sides of the drawers, but up on top you can see the outside is much wider than the inside. I cut the bottom drawer at 6 inches and 3/4, and the 2 top drawers at 4 inches and 3/4. And that should have given me space inside here. But you can see I don't have enough room. So I think is what we're going to do is I'm going to cut this top drawer down to fit. And because the outside is going to be wider, the face of the drawer will have to be wider than the back of the drawer, so it looks right. So I think that's how I'm going to do it. These bottom drawers are level where they're at right now. So I want to keep the drawers level. So I'm going to take this piece, cut it down to 4.5 inches. And then when I make the front of the drawer on this one, it'll have to be 5 inches. To give me my 1/8 inch there, and then up on the top, the 1/4 inch. So that's what we're working on so far. Okay, I've got the material cut for 4 drawers. I need 6. But is what I'm going to do, since that top drawer is going to have to be modified because that top shelf is slanted. We're going to wait to put these drawers in, and then I'm going to modify it as I need to get that top drawer put together. But we have all 4 of these drawers sides and fronts cut. Our next step is going to be putting a groove through the bottom of each drawer for the bottom. I like to groove it about 1/4 inch in. And I will get my calipers out and get the width of my material I'm using for the bottoms, and then get my dado blade out, and we will cut the slots. Okay, I've got my dado blade set up on my table saw, and we're going to make a test cut first. I never cut into the material I'm using first. I always make a test cut on a piece of scrap. This is a 1/2 inch plywood, so I want to go about 1/4, probably a little less than 1/4 inch into the wood. So I'll take my handy 1/4 inch spacer bar, or whatever they're called, and we'll get the correct height to the blade. And I do have the saw unplugged in case any of you are worried. I think that'll work right there. We'll make a test cut and try it out. I'm going to go 1/4 inch in from the edge. That gives me enough meat here on the bottom to where it won't get weak. We'll set this at 1/4 inch. should be about right there. Am I the only one that loses tape measures? I could get done twice as much as if I wouldn't have to stop and look for things all the time. I'll bet I'm not the only one. You know what? I think we're going to use this as my 1/4 inch. It'll be more accurate than the tape measure. So we're going to put this right on the edge of this blade. That feels good right there. Lock her down. Let's loosen it up just a little bit. That feels good right there. Okay, so we're at 1/4 inch. Make sure it's locked down tight. I was doing drawers for a guy, I guess 3 or 4 months ago, and I was cutting the dados for the bottoms, and I neglected to tighten down my fence. And I got about halfway through, my fence started moving, and had to start all over again, recut the boards and everything. So when you cut your dados, make sure you got your fence locked down tight.
Locked down tight? Yeah, she's not going anywhere.
Because it'll screw up your project. Let's cut this first one. Get my vacuum hooked up. And then we'll go outside and see how it fits the material I bought for the bottom. I bought fiberboard, 1/8 inch fiberboard to use for the bottoms. It's out in the woodshed. And we'll take the camera out there once I make this cut and we'll see. I'm going to use my Grabber Pro to hold it so I don't have to get real close to that blade. Of course, it's not going all the way through, but still, I like to have good control over it. So let's start at the vacuum. And I forgot to plug it in. Okay, now I think we're ready. I'm telling you, it's been one of those days. I go through this shit all the time. Oops, sorry. I'll bleep that one out. I'll wait till that completely stops before I grab for it. And that's what we're looking at. That's exactly where I want it. We are 1/4 inch deep, I believe. Looks to be 1/4 inch anyway. Probably I could have gotten this lip here is a little narrow, but I think it'll be fine. But once I get this set where I want it, and then I've got to cut them all at the same time, because if you move it, even if it's off 1/16 of an inch, it's going to screw the whole drawer up. So what I like to do is get it where I want it, and I think we're going to move it 1/8 inch, not 1/8, maybe like a 1/16 inch this way. Like right there. That gives me a little bit more meat. That's about 1/16 of an inch. Let's move it back just a little bit. Right there. And let's make another cut. Depth-wise, we're too deep. So I'm going to lower it down a little bit. About right there. All right, let's make another test cut and see what comes of it. Here we go. There we go. I guess you could hear me if I shut the vacuum off. Duh. Okay, guys. I've got it. This one is just a little thicker right here. And I think that's what we want depth-wise. I think depth-wise we're pretty good too. Compared to the first cut to the second cut. So I think I've got the saw set up where I want it. I got it locked down tight. And I wanted something a little bit tighter, but I could not, didn't have the right shims and stuff for my dado blades. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use shims to tighten up the bottom. We'll figure that out when we get that far. Okay, we got everything set up. I've got the saw adjusted where I want it, and let's get to cutting. And we're done. Next up, we're going to start building some drawers. Okay, I started assembling my drawers, and I thought I'd stop and record a clip of how I like to assemble my drawers. Is what I like to do. I don't do any kind of fancy joinery or lap joints and dovetails and all that kind of crap. This is a shop cabinet, and I don't get real fancy with it. So what I like to do is use my corner clamps, get them nice and square and flush on the back, and make sure they're all put in place right. And then I glue them. And then after I glue them, I use my brad nailer, put brad nails on it. Once I get the bottom into the grooves right here, then I will finish the drawer by putting the back one on. That way the bottom is completely captured inside the grooves, and they'll hold in place. Once I get the drawer completely put together with the bottom and everything in it, then I'd like to take these little corner braces, and since this drawer is deep, I will put two of them on each corner like that, and that will hold the drawers together pretty well. That's how I made those drawers over there, and that's been probably a year since I've made those, and they're still holding up very well. So anyway, I'm going to continue making these drawers. I'm probably not going to record it. Once I get all the drawers assembled, we'll turn the camera back on. Okay, I'm going to show you guys something that happened when you don't pay attention. I was putting the drawers together, and what's wrong with this picture? And anybody see what I did wrong? Anyway, we're going to have to get it fixed.
A few moments later.
You know, sometimes it just doesn't pay to get up in the morning. I should have stayed in bed today. I got the end piece off so I can fix it. The problem is I took off the wrong side. I tell you, like I said, sometimes it just doesn't pay to get up in the morning.
Big mistake.
I'm not like some YouTubers. When I make mistakes, you guys know. So anyway, we got to fix both sides now. Okay, guys, I got good news and I got bad news. I got the drawers done. They're ready to go, except for the corner braces. I got to put those in there yet. But as you can see on the bottom, I put in all the shims. Then I also put a brace across the middle to give it more stiffness and more reinforcement. Bad news is I'm going to have to take the camera off the tripod and show you what we ran into. Okay, my first problem I ran into putting these drawers in. As you can see, I've got the bottom drawer in right here, and it's working very well. But up on top here, the distance between the bottom of this shelf and the top of the bottom shelf is a 1/4 inch difference between the bottom of this one and the top of that one. So one of these shelves aren't in here straight. So that's my first problem. Second problem is this divider that I made. On the bottom, it's sticking out probably close to a 1/2 inch. And then on the top, it's actually a 1/2 inch in. I don't know how I overlooked that and thought it would be okay, but I must have been smoking something that day. Anyway, because it's not even with the outside, the wood is slanted in, following the shelf. So when I stack another drawer on top here, it's not square with this, it's going like that. So I'm debating whether I want to take that out and redo it, but that still doesn't negate the fact that these shelves are not on here straight. They're probably bent or warped or something like that, and that's something I should have considered when I started this project, but I didn't. My other option is to start over and make one whole cabinet with the frame and the whole thing together, and then just set it down on this shelf. Problem with that is I've been using a lot of scrap. Most everything on this project is wood that I have here at the house. So I would probably have to go get another 1/2 sheet of plywood to do that. But that's what I'm leaning towards. Anyway, I was hoping to have this done in part 2, but it's been a challenge. Sometimes my ideas work out good, sometimes they don't. That's just a part of what you're doing. Anyway, I'm going to take a break from it for a couple of days and think about what I want to do. So anyway, there's probably going to be a part 3 on this because I haven't decided what I want to do yet. Okay guys, thanks for watching this video. I apologize if you were hoping to see the conclusion, but there's definitely going to be a part 3 because I'm not giving up. I'm just having to go back to the drawing board and reevaluate my idea, which wasn't all that great, I guess. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you're new here. Last time I checked, I had 998 subscribers, so I need 2 people to subscribe. I'd like to have 1,000 subscribers, so if you enjoyed this video and want to see more of this, please subscribe to my channel. Good luck in your projects, and we'll see you next time. Okay.